This was our 10th outing for the First Saturdays, which is our homeless run, which is much more about the process of connecting with people than it is about helping homeless people. There are many, many people in the world that are in need. Many people. That's understatement of the eon. But there's people a couple miles away that are sleeping on the streets. And it's not that that is such a bad thing. To me, the bad thing is that they slip out of the categories that we define as humans. And people treat them as a less than human. And often people get angry at them and treat them with horrible disrespect and anger. And there's a lot of reasons for that, I think. I think some of it is because it's a mirror and shows people what they're afraid of. I think it also is kind of, it shows someone who's outside of a system that people have really invested in. And so it's unfair to sit out and not play the capitalist game. Even if the consequence of not playing is being dirty and scraped up and living in the gutter, people still feel like, get a job. It's like, oh, okay. But the reality is, the people that we see month after month are not people that you're going to be employing. Some of them are, and some of them are people who are very clearly in between things. They had something bad happen. They get their tools stolen and, couldn't get another job. Next thing you know, they're in their car. Next thing you know, the car's impounded, and then they're in the streets. And there's a lot of people like that. And there's a lot of resources and programs for people who are actually that are trying to get out of the gutter. If you are not suffering from drug or alcohol addiction, there are a lot of programs for people to get people up. Now, if you are an addict, then it's harder. And if you're an addict at that level, well, it's really hard. And I would guess that the suffering internally that a person living on the street struggling with addiction is going through is that they are deserving of all the compassion you can muster, regardless of if they have a job or whatever. So this weekend was our... well, and I should say that if people are perfectly able to get a job, but they choose not to, I have no problem with that. I'm probably not going to give them money, but if they're hungry and we're making food, absolutely. I'm not. We make a big point of saying, look, we're not asking for anything in back. We're not saying you have to be deserving of our help. It's not a bargain. We're not coming from a place of we know best. It's coming from a place of we have sandwiches. Which is kind of the Burning Man vibe. It's giving. You get to feel good giving it. Now, sometimes the people on the street are in weird places and they don't show appreciation very well. We don't even ask for that. Don't even have to be appreciative. Just have to be and allow us to give. It's really the way that I've been visualizing it. It's something that is a way for the people involved to be changed. Because a sandwich is not going to change the world. But an individual who gets in tune with their giving self, who gets in tune with the connection between brothers and sisters on the planet, that changes the world. Way more than a sandwich or toothpaste or clean socks. Those things simply make a day a little bit nicer. Dave's saying that the homeless often said, God bless you, as a way of saying thank you. And that's an interesting thing. Some of them are deeply Christian. Others of them are simply used to the help that they get being given by churches. And so that's the appropriate response to help is God bless you. That's the language of charity is the Christian dialogue for a lot of people. So either way, it's fine. And we've always said, if somebody takes the things that we give them and they trade it for drugs and alcohol, that's really none of our business either. There's no attachment to how we give it. that's a really powerful lesson in all of your life. You know, that if you loan somebody money, if you anything, anytime you are giving something, if you have attachment to how it's going to be used, if you have attachment to when you're going to get paid back, if you have attachment, it's like it has a tendency to eat away at you, as opposed to being something of just flourishing openness and giving. And when you have that openness and giving, you're also opening yourself up to receive. So I'm eager to talk to you, Dave, when you have more time about your thoughts. I know that you had. I was impressed with your choice to join and experience it and see firsthand some what we were doing. We had more. I think we had more. Well, I don't know if we had more people. We had about as many people as we've ever had. We had like a huge line of cars. We were lined up more than a street. So as we hit a red light, we would back up through 2 streets. We had 260 odd sandwiches. We had over 200 care packs. And the care packs include toiletries, clean socks, a little bit of snacks, toothpaste, deodorant, all sorts of good stuff. And then we had, and then we also gave away a ton of clothes, like bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of clothes. Dave says, my compassion is much deeper today after Saturday. It was not what or who I expected. I had anticipated a certain number of folks who simply choose not to work and therefore live on the street. Not what I saw. Those are folks our society has dropped. Ooh, I get chills. Yeah, I think that's well said. There's a certain percentage of our society that is not blessed in some way or another, physically, chemically, emotionally, psychotically, and they fall through the cracks. And the more they fall, the more their challenges mount. So, sorry, you asked something twice, right? Saturday after Thanksgiving. Oh, as far as wait. Oh, yeah, I think we're gonna do it Saturday after Thanksgiving. Is that the first Saturday? Yeah, sure. Well, the issue is, if we have a society that can function with the extreme levels of wealth that the top percent accumulates and hoards, we should be able to support the living requirements of everyone. I don't mean fancy healthcare. I mean roofs and food. And if we can't do that, then we're breeding a cesspool of violent revolution. Healthcare would be good too, though. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying, Ooh, all right. Yeah, it was a wonderful. Some interesting things happened this time. Actually, let me just read something that I wrote up this week, or when I got back. It was. I was noticing all these moments of kindness that I saw during the day. So, I'm just going to read this essay. We got to stop this.